So apparently I suck at vlogging too. It's been 2 weeks. Okay, sorry y'all. Really sorry. It's been kind of crazy. I intended to do an episode on Power Tour, but I ended up driving a lot more than I... Come on, bird. Really, duck? Anyway, I ended up driving a lot more than I thought I would on the tour, so I didn't get to film as much. Yeah, we have ducks next door. Anyway, I'm gonna show you around the shop. So I said I suck at vlogging too, meaning that it's been way too long since an episode. Now, I know that you guys see everything on social media as far as Instagram updates and things like that. So you've seen this car now in action, and obviously, even though there's not an episode out on YouTube on it being finished, it's finished and it's kicking ass. Now, we finished the gutless wagon before we finished the 280, so I have to finish that episode, and then I can start on the 280 engine build episode, and that was just craziness. So once I finish the gutless wagon episode, then I will be delving into all the craziness of the engine build on the Z car. Look at her back there. Oh! So here she is. Her matte brown metallic wrap looks pretty kick-ass. We decided on this wrap like super last minute, and we were kind of surprised at ourselves because all of a sudden we decided to do it and we were like, oh my gosh, what have we done? Are we gonna like this? And it turned out really good. Dana Wraps, who works with Complete Customs in Frisco, or McKinney, somewhere up in that North Dallas area, he did an absolutely awesome job. I need to clean it. But this is like a really nice seam job he did here. I was just super impressed with his work. It turned out awesome. So, obviously you guys know I have custom .zin plates for her, but because of the last minute nature of the build, bag of cookies, we did not end up being able to get the car inspected to register the actual .zin plates, so we just got classic tags for the trip. We didn't get any of the factory gauges working, so we relied only on our Sportsman XFI digital readout, and this thing is kick-ass. It tells us every operating parameter of the engine that we need, including RPM, engine temp, everything. It's kick-ass, and you can also change like air to fuel ratios and tweak like, dang it, and tweak like your idle and everything. It's kick-ass. Coming up, we're gonna be working on the Nova. Now, I loved this episode where we bought this thing in California and we drove it to Zip Tie Drags with our roadkill friends, and it's just generally an awesome car. Craig, who actually purchased it, that has JZR Motorsports, he wanted us to work on it more, even though he got great offers for it that weekend that we were out causing trouble in it. So we yanked the motor out, and I put a nice upgraded Melling oil pump in it. It already had these snazzy rockers. So we're gonna drop the motor back in. We might re-ring it. It was burning a little bit of oil, so we'll see. And we're gonna be dropping the motor back in and doing some paint work on her. She's a super cool car. We really like it. And let's go outside. This is our friend Aaron Sellers, who was also in the episode in California. He's the one that was driving the white El Camino that helped Aaron and Max whenever they had the blowout in the 72 Nova. He bought this car to go on Power Tour with us, and he blew up 2 transmissions in it, and he was just so persistent and awesome. And then he drove it all the way back here to Texas because he lives in California. So he drove it back to Texas, and then we took him to the airport and he flew home, and we're gonna sell it for him. So Plymouth Fury for sale. Come pick it up. All right, look at the love. Oh, I love her. This is our sweet little Chevy Love pickup. So this thing has really just, it's just been sitting too long. It needs a clutch. It needs to not be treated like a storage unit. It probably needs floor pans, but I'm not judging. She's pretty cool still. We did an awesome engine swap on this truck years ago. It's an iMark diesel, little 4-cylinder turbo diesel. Man, is it oily. So this thing needs some love. It's a cool little pickup with a little turbo diesel. Gets like great fuel mileage, like over 40. But the turbo's too big, so it doesn't get as much boost as it should. And obviously fix some oil leaks. But this thing is so cool. We freaking love this little pickup. So this thing will be getting some love soon on the show. In addition to another diesel rig, this is our buddy Dave Shuck's Wagoneer. Now we put a 4-cylinder Cummins in this truck, gosh, I don't know, probably 6 years ago. And he lifted it, put massive tires on it, and he got a big camper and he decided that wasn't enough motor for him. So we put the 6BT in it. Now, let me see if I can pop the hood here. We've got lots of greenery grown up around her. I don't want there to be like a wasp nest under there. I don't like wasps, and they don't like me. Maybe I'll just leave that for the actual episode. So that rig's gonna be awesome. It needs some love. We did the 6BT swap in it, but we didn't finish any of the wiring. I think that's what it is. We'll be able to actually go over the whole build on the episode. Aw, this yard. So, let's guess I had a Roxy. So a few weeks ago, something very traumatic happened while I was driving Roxy. I got a message from a Facebook account called Muscle versus Import, or Import versus Muscle. And they asked me to do a live feed on Roxy and on kind of the details of the build and everything. So I'm in Dallas and I have to drive back home where we live. And so I'm driving home and I'm like, okay, I'll just pull off and do it. So I pull off and I start the video, only to find that as I walk around the car, my bumper's hanging off. Now, this was very traumatic for me because I do not like to see my car hurt at all. So I find out that my bumper's hanging off and I have to totally like go with it because I'm doing a live video and there are all these people tuned in and I'm like, what the, like, oh my God. And I had to like pull it together. So it was terrible. And so after I finished the video, I just had to like pop the bumper back in place. I didn't hit anything. Probably 4 years ago, I took the inner wheel well plastic out of the car because it kept rubbing because I put wider tires on the car. And it hadn't caused a problem, but I had body work done on the car a few months ago and I don't know, maybe the clips are worn out that held the bumper on or something, but there's a screw and it was loose. So I'll show you. But there's the Roxy girl. So let me show you the bumper situation. So there is a screw. You can't see it. I tried to get a detail shot of the screw, but anyway, the screw goes and holds it on right here, but it just wasn't holding it on and it wasn't tight. Drug the freaking ground, drug the corner off of it. Holy traumatic. Rip all the way back to here. Ugh. Poor Roxy never deserved it. Baby girl, I'm sorry. So, that was my latest adventure with my car. But the body shop that fixed it previously said that they will fix it again. So that's really good. And I still drive it. Like, I tightened the screw and, I mean, I'm trying not to drive it long distances, but meh. She'll get fixed soon. She's my girl. Always. Always and forever. So, you guys, I have edited all day. I'm going to have the Gutless Wagon episode out very soon, and then the Zen episode of the engine build, ending with Power Tour. So, stay tuned. I'm sorry that I suck at vlogging, and I'm sorry that I suck at getting episodes out. Someday I'll have a crew that does all the work, and all I have to do is just wrench on stuff in the shop and not produce and edit and shoot and all that. So, you know, thanks for hanging in there with me. Until next time, bye.